All right, lads, we got a road to the knockout Team 2 tier list here. I'm going to be rating all the players over Teams 1 and 2, taking in potential upgrades into account. Let's see who goes where. Starting off, Andre. Can't see him being in a lot of people's teams, but he's not the worst card in the world, so I'm kind of stuck between A and B, but I think I'm going to go with, let's go B for now. Bjorn, I actually think is a very, very, very decent card for the price. I know she's like 5'10", so maybe not for centre back, but for a right back or a CM, for the price she is, I'm putting her in A tier. She's not bad. Bellingham obviously has to go in S tier because he's Bellingham. What else needs to be said? Shirky is a card that I really, really like this year. I believe he's a better card at this point this year than he did by like winter wildcards last year. Like, this is a crazy card for him. 5'5". I'm putting that in S tier. Claudia Pina is definitely a weird one because she's a really, really good card. I really like her this year, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put her in either S or S+. I'm not sure if she's quite worthy at the top tier, but she's a really, really good card. I'd even put her above Shirky, honestly. I know Shirky's got the 5'5", but with the inside forward and the Shadow Striker plus rolls, I think that's quite big on her, and 5-star weak foot too. I gotta put her in S because I think she's around the same tier as Sharky. Diani is someone with potential for the highest tier, but I think I am gonna put her in S as well, just based on the fact she's 600k, and looking at her stats, she's very similar to my Informer Fenia, who's like half the price. I know there's upgrade potential and Leon Women's are meant to be really good, but I don't know about that price. I think you're better off buying maybe a Claudia Pina. Gonna put DeMarco in A tier just because I haven't used him myself yet this year, but when I've played against him, he's been really hard to play against. I've heard good things about him. I'm not sure if he's going to be any higher because I'm not sure if they're going to release any better left backs between now and the next couple of weeks that might just kind of obsolete him a little bit, you know. I think the only reason he's kind of keeping his own is because he's one of the only good special left backs in the game at the moment. Diogo Jota, I'm putting in A tier. Not a bad SBC. Obviously great potential for upgrades with Liverpool, but I don't think it was a must complete SBC. I think it's decent if you're a Liverpool fan. It was well priced, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking, so I'm just going to put him smack bang in the middle. Jeremy Doku, straight into S tier for one reason and one reason only. I've used his gold and I can tell you firsthand how fucking crazy this man's L1 speed glitches this year. This card, let me actually talk about this card because it's like nearly a mil. Don't get me wrong, Doku is crazy, but you can do an Evo like this basically for free. You just have to buy the card for like 20k, and then the stats are basically the same, just -1s in like everything, -2 in passing, -3 in shooting, but for a difference of like 800k, you know, I'd argue that's worth it. So I'm doing this for any version of Doku. I wouldn't necessarily say that this 87 is amazing value, but just any Doku this year is fucking crazy, boys. Sesko, surprisingly, I'm putting in the second S tier because I've heard great things about him. I haven't used him, but he's dunked on me a lot of times this year already, and I've seen people even Evo him. He's meant to be quite good, so I'm gonna put him in S tier. Jeremy Frimpong goes in S+. Enough said. Probably the most meta right back in the game at this point, outside of any icons, outside of Cafu's. Moise Keane, I'm actually putting in A tier. I know he's very cheap, and it's not just because he's Everton past and present. He has cooked me. This man has cooked me in Rivals. Like, this man has left my VVD on his backside. So I think for that, for like a card that's like what, 10-15k, he deserves to be in a higher tier than the rest, you know. Then we got Cock. What a name. I'm going to put him in A tier because there's not really anything special about him. He's a half decent centre back, but there's a lot of other players like him in the game. Lang, same goes for him. I have him. I've used him. He's decent. He's kind of fun in rush sometimes with 5-star skills, but there are better cards for a better price at this point in the game. I wouldn't go out my way to buy him, and I don't think he's going to get a lot of upgrades. Julian Alvarez, I'm putting in S+ tier because of Press Proven Plus. Now, if you know me, you know I fucking love Press Proven Plus on this game and last year's game. It's just such a good playstyle. It makes left stick different, you know, and that's a big thing for me in the way I play. So for that reason alone, he's such a well-rounded card. There's also potential for upgrades there. I don't think he'll finish top 2 in the group with Atleti, but he could go up to a 92. I mean, what a card, boys. Otamendi, I like. I'm putting him in A+ because for an objective card for free, I think he's good value. I think he would be worth anyone completing him if he fits your team. The only problem really is links, but he's a decent centre back at this point in the game. Posh as well, decent defensive right back. Just the links kind of let him down quite a bit, so I'm going to put him in A. If he had better links, I'd put him in A+. Christian Romero, I'm going to put into S tier. Good prem centre back, good links. Nearly holds his own with EVD and Saliba in terms of the stats. So Estakio actually is quite a good card. He's only like 16k and he's like nearly hooligan, but just the links are really what gets me. So I'm stuck between B+ and A. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and I'm going to put him in A. Donny van de Beek, I'm actually seeing in quite a few people's teams because he's good value and he's a well-rounded centre mid with half decent links, and he's Everton past and present, so he goes in A+. Ollie Watkins, now, this might be a controversial one for some of you guys, but I'm actually putting him in A+ as well, mainly because I just think for the price, he's a good card and there's upgrade potential there with Villa. They've beaten Bayern on the home leg, but I don't know, boys. I just think, let me show you. When you can get cards like this for 20k, and this card's 100k, you know what I mean? So for that reason, I know there's upgrade potential there, and he could go up to an 89 perhaps, but even then, for the price, there's just better cards for better value, boys. Just do Thuram. There's no reason to not have Thuram in your team. If you're on a budget and you need a striker, he's the best option.
This guy is beast. Get him new.
Next up, another Everton past and present. We're getting nice in this promo. Ben Godfrey. Now, I'm putting him in S tier. Don't just call Everton bias yet, because this card has a lot to offer. 35k. I believe he's 185 squad. With that pace at this point in the game, if he gets a +2 and they maybe give him like a +2 on one of the upgrades on defending instead of a +1, if he goes up to like 84, 85 defending after a couple of upgrades, this guy could be serious. He can play anywhere across the back line. He's versatile. He's got defender and fullback roles, so he's an out and out just stay back, no fucking nonsense defender. He's got all the defensive play styles except anticipate, and he offers really nice links between any English or Premier League players and the Serie A. He can link to Tomori, he can link to Loftus-Cheek. I just think he's banging value. So even though he's only 85 rated and his defending stats mightn't be the highest, I'm putting him in S. I think he has a lot to offer for people's teams. The Chelsea, I'm going to put in A. I know he's an SBC, he's quite accessible for everyone. I don't think he's a must complete. I've completed him, I've tried him. He didn't seem like anything special to me really, so I'm going to put him in A tier. I wouldn't say he's a must complete, and I don't know how many upgrades he could possibly get, so I don't know. This card is not the end of the world if you sleep on him. Next up, we got Nico Williams, SBC. I'm gonna put him in S tier because he's a banging card. Don't get me wrong, everyone knows how good Nico Williams is in this game. Everyone's using his gold, but just the price of that SBC, boys, we all know it's just a little bit overpriced, don't we? So taking that into account, I can put him in the highest category. In terms of how he plays in game alone, he would be in the highest category, but with that price, boys, you can just buy his gold and you'll get nearly the same effect. VVD S tier. I don't really need to say a lot else about that. It's a special VVD card on the first fucking proper promo of the year. I think we're all cooked. Araujo as well. He's got to go in S tier. Everyone knows how good his body type and his animations are. He's like 6'4". He's just a fucking brick wall. I think if this guy just had some better play styles and links, you could really argue a case for him. But I just can't see him getting into anyone's teams. So I'm going to put him in B tier because there's not enough in B tier. I'd argue maybe an A, but I need to fill out the B tier. So sorry, mate. Barcola, I'm putting in S tier. If anyone's used his Path to Glory from last year, yous will know why. I don't need to say anything else about that. Julian Brandt, I'm stuck between A+ and S. I'm gonna go with A. He's a very good card, lacking a little bit on the pace maybe, but Tiki Taka Plus is a really nice playstyle and 4-4, and Dortmund have great upgrade potential, so we'll have to see. But I'm gonna put him in A for the moment. Jimenez, he's an objective. I'm gonna put him in B. I don't think he's as good as the Otamendi objective. It's not one that's a must complete for me. Hard links as well. Gonzalo Ignacio, you know what? For the price of him, for the pace, for the links, for any starter team, I think he's banging. I'm putting him in A+. Kai Havertz has to go in S. If anyone remembers his live team of the season from last year, that left back card, this guy's a striker this year with actual shooting stats should be a bit nuts. So Arsenal as well should do amazing. So I'm expecting a +2 at least here. Him at 91 with those well-rounded stats. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. Lees Malou, I actually think is a very well-rounded card at a good price, and he offers half-decent links. I'm putting him in A+. Loftus-Cheek, S tier. Very good, well-rounded card. Again, he had an insane live toss last year. He also had a good footies that was out for a bit. He's got a really nice body type in game. He's big, he's strong. He's got a bit of pace to him as well. So I'm putting him in S tier. Garnacho goes in S+. The first Europa League card to reach the S+ tier. I think he's probably one of the best Prem left wingers, boys. I know he doesn't have a playstyle plus, but he's got a load of silver playstyles and really well-rounded stats. I'm a big Garnacho enjoyer, having used his cards last year as well, so I'd be very excited to get my hands on this one. That's all I'm saying. Antonia Silva, not a bad card, to be fair. Haven't seen a lot of her at all, but she looks decent. I don't know anything about Madrid women's or how they may or may not get any upgrades, but I'm going to put her in A tier because she looks decent. She looks well-rounded. Dybala has to be S+. He's Dybala. What else can I say? Everyone knows that Dybala on FIFA is always crazy. He's got his own unique animations, his own unique body type. He's just different. His finesses, his travellas, his touch. He's got 5-star skills this year. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Gusto's another really, really good right back. If I'm putting Frimpong in S+, he's going in S. He's like barely below Frimpong. Really, really good card. Chelsea are doing great this year as well. I'm excited to see him with a couple of upgrades. Jordan Henderson, B+, not just because he's a cop buy, it's just not a great card. Miedema, I actually think is S tier. I think she's a very well-rounded card. She's a great attacking option for a lot of people who aren't on an exceptionally high budget. I think she's one that's been slept on by a lot of people. So I don't know anything about City women, but I think they're half decent. They might get a couple upgrades too. This woman has a 90 raid, might cook. Who knows? Walty, good card, well-rounded, but the links don't do it for me. I'm not here meant to link the women's prem and Switzerland into your teams. Let's be real. Ziyech, unfortunately, just doesn't offer the links either. He's going in B+. Half decent card maybe if you can get him on chemistry, but I can't see him making anyone's main teams. He's not going to be in anyone's champs teams. Let's be real. Again, Zubamendi, B+. No one really cares about him. And finally, for this tier list, Harry Kane. Harry Kane has to go in S tier. They've gave him 80 pace. He has finesse plus. I know he doesn't have 5-star weak foot this year, but everyone knows how good Harry Kane is when he's got pace in FIFA. His attacking AI is just insane. He'll be everywhere. He'll bang goals for you. Fucking chances, goals. And before I finish it up, I've added my own extra little option here because he just released yesterday. He hasn't been added to this tier list. With the Thuram SBC, we have to talk about him, boys. We have to talk about him. Hullet Gang, French links for what? 60k? I nearly want to put him in S+, boys. I nearly do. But I'm going to put him in S tier. Banging value SBC. This Kefram Thuram, everyone needs to do him. Along with his brother. Do the Thuram brothers. Put them in your team. Thank me later.
This guy is big, black, and strong.
So with that, boys, that is the final tier list for the whole Road to the Knockout promo, Teams 1 and Teams 2. Let us know what you think of my ranking of them in the comments. If you think I've done something wrong, feel free to let me know. And with that, boys, I'd just like to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you made it to the end, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you making it this far. If you like what I do and you want to stick around, feel free to like and subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.